Ever feel like you're taken for granted? Like you're constantly putting others' needs before your own, and no one seems to notice or appreciate your efforts? What if I told you there's a way to command respect, to become everyone's top priority, without demanding attention or playing games? In this episode, we're diving deep into the Stoic philosophy of self-prioritization. We'll explore 10 powerful principles that can help you cultivate self-respect, establish healthy boundaries, and become the most important person in your own life. Get ready to reclaim your power, embrace your worth, and become everyone's top priority. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Let's spread the Stoic wisdom and empower others to prioritize themselves too. And don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Saga for more inspiring content on Stoicism, self-improvement, and personal growth. Let's dive in. 1. The art of mystery. All right, let's dive into the first rule for becoming everyone's top priority: mastering the art of mystery. Now, before you start picturing yourself disappearing into a cloud of smoke or adopting a secret identity, let me clarify. This isn't about being aloof, secretive, or playing manipulative games. It's about cultivating an aura of intrigue, of leaving people wanting more, of revealing yourself gradually, like a captivating story that unfolds one chapter at a time. Think of it like this. Imagine you're reading a book that captivates you from the very first page. The characters are intriguing, the plot is compelling, and you can't wait to see what happens next. But what if the author revealed everything in the first chapter? The climax, the resolution, the entire story arc. Would you still be as eager to turn the pages? Similarly, in our relationships, revealing everything about ourselves too quickly can diminish our allure, our intrigue, our value in the eyes of others. It's like serving the entire meal in one course. It might be satisfying initially, but it leaves no room for anticipation, for discovery, for the gradual unfolding of connection and intimacy. The French philosopher Albert Camus captured this idea when he wrote, "Charm is a way of getting the answer yes, without having asked any clear question." By cultivating an aura of mystery, we pique people's curiosity, we draw them in, and we create a desire to know more, to delve deeper into the depths of our being. So, how do you actually master the art of mystery? Well, it starts with self-awareness. Understand your own strengths, your vulnerabilities, your passions, your dreams. Recognize the multifaceted nature of your being, the layers of your personality that unfold gradually over time. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-knowledge, of understanding our own values, motivations, and desires. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." By knowing ourselves deeply, we can choose how we present ourselves to the world, revealing our authentic selves in a way that invites curiosity and intrigue. Now, mastering the art of mystery doesn't mean being inauthentic or hiding your true self. It's about being selective about what you reveal and when. It's about creating a sense of anticipation, of leaving people wanting more, of allowing them to discover the depths of your character gradually over time. For example, in a new relationship, instead of revealing your entire life story on the first date, share bits and pieces of yourself gradually, allowing the other person to discover your passions, your dreams, and your vulnerabilities over time. This creates a sense of intrigue, a desire to learn more, and a deeper appreciation for the complexity of your being. Another key aspect of mastering the art of mystery is cultivating a sense of self-possession. This means being comfortable in your own skin, owning your strengths and weaknesses, and not relying on external validation to define your worth. When you are secure in yourself, you radiate a quiet confidence that draws people in, leaving them wanting to understand the source of your inner strength. The psychologist Carl Jung captured this idea when he said, "The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are. When we can embrace our authentic selves, without the need for approval or validation from others, we create an aura of mystery that is both intriguing and magnetic." So, my friends, master the art of mystery. Cultivate self-awareness, reveal yourself gradually, and embrace your authentic self. As the saying goes, a little mystery goes a long way. 2. Show your value. All right, let's move on to the second rule for becoming everyone's top priority, showing your value. Now, before you start picturing yourself boasting about your accomplishments or trying to impress everyone you meet, let me clarify. This isn't about bragging or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about recognizing your inherent worth, cultivating your strengths, and expressing your unique gifts in a way that benefits both yourself and others. Think of it like this. Imagine a rare and precious gem hidden deep within the earth. Its value is inherent, intrinsic to its nature. But if that gem remains buried, unseen and unappreciated, its potential to shine remains dormant. It's only when the gem is unearthed, polished and presented to the world that its true brilliance can be recognized and admired. Similarly, each of us possesses unique talents, skills, and qualities that make us valuable. But if we hide those gifts, if we downplay our strengths, or if we fail to express them in a way that benefits others, our value might go unnoticed. The Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." By failing to recognize and express our value, we waste our potential, our time, and our opportunity to contribute to the world. So, how do you actually show your value? Well, it starts with self-awareness. Take some time to reflect on your strengths, your passions, your unique contributions. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? What makes you feel alive and fulfilled? The Stoics believed in the importance of self-knowledge, of understanding our own nature and living in accordance with it. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." By recognizing your strengths and talents, you can cultivate them, refine them, and express them in a way that benefits both yourself and others. Now, showing your value doesn't mean bragging or seeking constant validation. It's about expressing your authentic self, sharing your gifts with the world, and contributing to something larger than yourself. For example, if you're a talented artist, don't hide your artwork away in a closet. Share it with the world, exhibit it in galleries, or offer your skills to beautify your community. By expressing your creativity, you not only share your value with others, but you also enrich your own life and contribute to the beauty of the world. Another key aspect of showing your value is setting healthy boundaries. This means recognizing your own worth and not allowing others to take advantage of you or diminish your value. It's about saying no to requests that drain your energy or compromise your values, and saying yes to opportunities that allow you to shine and express your full potential. The psychologist and author Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of boundaries when she says, "Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others." By setting boundaries, we protect our time, our energy, and our emotional well-being, allowing us to show up as our best selves and contribute our unique value to the world. So, my friends, show your value. Recognize your strengths, cultivate your talents, express your gifts, and set healthy boundaries. As the saying goes, your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. 3. Create your own happiness. All right, let's talk about happiness, that elusive state of being that we all crave, that sense of joy, contentment, and fulfillment that seems to be the ultimate goal of human existence. But in a world that often equates happiness with external factors, wealth, success, relationships, possessions, the Stoics would argue that true happiness is an inside job. It's not something we find, it's something we create. Think of it like this. Imagine happiness is a garden. You can't just sit back and wait for happiness to magically appear in your life, like a fully bloomed flower delivered to your doorstep. You need to cultivate that garden, to plant the seeds of joy, to nurture them with intention and care, and to tend to the weeds of negativity and self-doubt that might threaten to choke your happiness. The Greek philosopher Aristotle captured this idea when he said, "Happiness depends upon ourselves." He recognized that true happiness is not a passive state of being, but an active pursuit, a deliberate cultivation of inner virtues, and a mindful approach to life. So, how do you actually create your own happiness? Well, it starts with taking responsibility for your own emotional state. The Stoics believed that our thoughts shape our emotions, and that by choosing to focus on the positive, on gratitude, and on what we can control, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things." In other words, it's not the external events themselves that cause us suffering, but our interpretations of those events. By choosing to focus on the positive, on the opportunities for growth and learning, we can create our own happiness even amidst challenges. Now, creating your own happiness doesn't mean denying negative emotions or pretending that everything is always perfect. It's about acknowledging those emotions, processing them, and then choosing to focus on the things that bring you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. The psychologist Abraham Maslow, known for his hierarchy of needs, described self-actualization as the highest level of human need, the desire to fulfill our potential and become the best version of ourselves. He believed that pursuing our passions, expressing our creativity, and contributing to something larger than ourselves are key ingredients for happiness. Another key aspect of creating your own happiness is cultivating healthy relationships. The Stoics recognized the importance of social connection, of surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us, and of contributing to the well-being of others. The philosopher Seneca wrote about the importance of friendship when he said, "One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood." Genuine connection, mutual support, and shared experiences can be a profound source of happiness and fulfillment. But creating your own happiness also means setting boundaries in your relationships, recognizing your own needs and values, and not allowing others to dictate your emotional state. It's about cultivating self-respect and prioritizing your own well-being, even when it means saying no to requests or expectations that don't align with your values. The author and speaker Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of boundaries when she says, "Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. By setting boundaries, we protect our time, our energy, and our emotional well-being, allowing us to create a space for true happiness to flourish. So, my friends, create your own happiness. Take responsibility for your emotional state. Cultivate positive thoughts. Pursue your passions. Nurture healthy relationships, and set boundaries with courage and compassion. As the saying goes, happiness is an inside job. Fourth, be valuable and let others invest in you. All right, let's delve into a principle that might seem counterintuitive at first, but it's a key to becoming a priority in the eyes of others. Allowing them to invest in you. Now, before you start picturing yourself asking for handouts or expecting special treatment, let me clarify. This isn't about becoming a burden or demanding constant attention. It's about recognizing your own worth, cultivating your strengths, and allowing others to contribute to your growth and well-being. Think of it like this. Imagine a budding entrepreneur with a brilliant idea. They could try to bootstrap their business, struggling to gather resources and navigate challenges alone. Or they could seek out investors, partners who believe in their vision and are willing to contribute their time, expertise, and financial resources to help the business thrive. Similarly, in our relationships, allowing others to invest in us can create a deeper sense of connection, commitment, and mutual respect. It's about recognizing that we are all interconnected, that we can support each other's growth, and that allowing others to contribute to our well-being can strengthen our bonds and enhance our lives. The American author and speaker Stephen Covey captured this idea in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, when he wrote about the importance of synergy, the principle that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. He argued that when we collaborate with others, when we combine our strengths and resources, we can achieve more than we could ever achieve alone. So, how do you actually allow others to invest in you? Well, it starts with recognizing your own value. What are your strengths, your talents, your unique contributions? What are your goals and aspirations? When you have a clear sense of your own worth and direction, you can communicate that to others, inviting them to support your journey. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-awareness, of understanding our own nature and living in accordance with it. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." By recognizing your own value, you can communicate it to others and invite them to invest in your growth and well-being. Now, allowing others to invest in you doesn't mean becoming dependent or expecting them to solve all your problems. It's about creating mutually beneficial relationships where both parties contribute to each other's growth and well-being. For example, if you're struggling with a personal challenge, don't be afraid to reach out to a trusted friend or mentor for support. Sharing your vulnerability can create a deeper connection and allow others to offer their wisdom, encouragement, and practical assistance. Another key aspect of allowing others to invest in you is being receptive to feedback and guidance. We often have blind spots in our own self-perception, and others can offer valuable insights that can help us grow and improve. Be open to constructive criticism, be willing to learn from others, and allow their perspectives to shape your journey. The psychologist and author Adam Grant, known for his work on organizational psychology, emphasizes the importance of seeking advice when he says, "The best way to get better at something is to find someone who's already good at it and ask them how they do it." By being open to learning from others, we allow them to invest their knowledge and experience in our growth. So, my friends, be valuable and let others invest in you. recognize your worth, cultivate your strengths, communicate your needs, and be receptive to support and guidance. As the saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. Similarly, it takes a supportive community to help us achieve our full potential and live a fulfilling life. 5. Live your own life. All right, let's talk about a principle that's deceptively simple yet profoundly powerful: living your own life. In a world saturated with social pressures, expectations, and comparisons, it's easy to lose sight of our own unique path, to get caught up in trying to please others or conform to societal norms. But the Stoics, with their emphasis on self-awareness and living in accordance with nature, would encourage us to carve our own path, to define our own values, and to live a life that is authentically ours. Think of it like this. Imagine a world where every bird tries to sing the same song, where every flower tries to bloom in the same color, where every tree tries to grow in the same shape. It would be a monotonous world, devoid of the diversity, beauty, and richness that comes from individuality. Similarly, in the human realm, trying to conform to external expectations, to live someone else's life, can lead to a sense of emptiness, a feeling of being disconnected from our true selves. But when we embrace our individuality, when we live a life that reflects our own values, passions, and aspirations, we unlock a sense of purpose, fulfillment, and inner harmony. The philosopher Henry David Thoreau, known for his transcendentalist philosophy and his emphasis on individuality, captured this idea when he wrote, "If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music which he hears, however measured or far away." He recognized that each of us has our own unique rhythm, our own inner compass, and that true fulfillment comes from following our own path, even if it diverges from the well-trodden paths of others. So, how do you actually live your own life? Well, it starts with self-reflection. Take some time to explore your values, your passions, your dreams. What truly matters to you? What kind of life do you want to create? What makes you feel alive and fulfilled? The Stoics believed in the importance of self-knowledge, of understanding our own nature and living in accordance with it. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." By understanding your own values, motivations, and aspirations, you can make choices that align with your authentic self, rather than trying to please others or conform to external expectations. Now, living your own life doesn't mean being selfish or disregarding the needs of others. It's about recognizing that you have a unique contribution to make to the world, that your individuality is a gift, and that by living authentically, you can inspire others to do the same. For example, if you're passionate about environmental conservation, don't let societal pressures or expectations deter you from pursuing that passion. Find ways to incorporate your values into your career, your lifestyle, and your interactions with others. By living your own life, you not only create a more fulfilling existence for yourself, but you also contribute to a more diverse and vibrant world. Another key aspect of living your own life is setting healthy boundaries. This means recognizing your own limits, your own needs, and your own values, and not allowing others to dictate your choices or compromise your integrity. It's about saying no to requests or expectations that don't align with your authentic self, and saying yes to opportunities that allow you to express your individuality and pursue your passions. The author and speaker Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of boundaries when she says, "Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. By setting boundaries, we protect our time, our energy, and our emotional well-being, allowing us to live a life that is truly our own. So, my friends, live your own life. Embrace your individuality, define your own values, and pursue your passions with courage and authenticity. As the poet Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." 6. Prioritize your own needs. All right, let's talk about a concept that can be surprisingly challenging in our interconnected world: prioritizing your own needs. We're often taught to be selfless, to put others first, to prioritize the needs of our families, our friends, our communities. But the Stoics, with their emphasis on self-awareness and living a virtuous life, would argue that prioritizing our own needs is not selfish. It's essential for our well-being and for our ability to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. Think of it like this. Imagine you're on an airplane and the oxygen masks drop down. The flight attendant instructs you to put on your own mask before assisting others. Why? Because if you don't take care of your own needs first, you won't be able to help anyone else. Similarly, in life, prioritizing our own needs is not about neglecting others or becoming self-absorbed. It's about recognizing that we have a responsibility to ourselves, to our physical and mental well-being, and that by taking care of ourselves, we are better equipped to show up for others, to contribute to our communities, and to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. The psychologist Abraham Maslow, known for his hierarchy of needs, placed physiological needs, such as food, water, shelter, and sleep, at the base of his pyramid. He argued that these basic needs must be met before we can move on to higher-level needs, such as love, belonging, and self-actualization. In other words, if we're constantly neglecting our own basic needs, we're not going to be able to function optimally in any area of our lives. So, how do you actually prioritize your own needs? Well, it starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to your physical and emotional state. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you nourishing your body with healthy foods? Are you taking time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation? Are you setting boundaries in your relationships to protect your energy and emotional well-being? The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection, of examining our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." By understanding your own needs and values, you can make choices that support your well-being and allow you to show up as your best self. Now, prioritizing your own needs doesn't mean ignoring the needs of others or becoming self-centered. It's about finding a healthy balance, recognizing that you have a responsibility to yourself as well as to others. It's about understanding that by taking care of yourself, you're better equipped to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. The author and speaker Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of self-compassion when she says, "Talk to yourself like you would to someone you love." This means treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, just as you would a dear friend. It means recognizing that you are worthy of love and care, and that prioritizing your own needs is not selfish, but essential for your well-being. Another key aspect of prioritizing your own needs is setting boundaries. This means recognizing your limits, communicating your needs clearly, and saying no to requests or expectations that drain your energy or compromise your values. It's about protecting your time, your space, and your emotional well-being so that you can show up fully in the areas of your life that truly matter. The poet and author Maya Angelou captured this idea when she said, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." By setting boundaries, we empower ourselves to choose how we respond to external pressures, to protect our inner peace, and to prioritize our own well-being. So, my friends, prioritize your own needs, practice self-awareness, cultivate self-compassion, set healthy boundaries, and recognize that taking care of yourself is not selfish, but an act of self-love and empowerment. As the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. Fill your own cup first, and you'll be better equipped to share your abundance with the world. 7. Value your time and presence. All right, let's talk about something truly precious, something we can never get back, yet often give away too freely: our time and presence. In our hyper-connected, always-on world, it's easy to feel scattered, to spread ourselves thin, to constantly be on for others without considering the cost to our own well-being. But the Stoics, with their emphasis on living a deliberate and intentional life, would encourage us to value our time and presence, to treat them as precious resources, and to invest them wisely in the people and activities that truly matter. Think of it like this. Imagine your time and presence as a valuable currency, a finite resource that you can spend, invest, or squander. You can choose to spend it on frivolous pursuits, on distractions, on people who drain your energy and leave you feeling depleted. Or you can invest it in meaningful relationships, in pursuing your passions, in creating something of value, in simply being present with yourself and those you love. The American author and entrepreneur Jim Rohn captured this idea when he said, "Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. We can't rewind the clock or reclaim the hours we've wasted. That's why it's crucial to treat our time with intention, to invest it wisely in the things that truly matter." So, how do you actually value your time and presence? Well, it starts with awareness. Pay attention to how you're spending your time. Are you constantly checking your phone, scrolling through social media, or getting caught up in distractions? Are you saying yes to commitments that drain your energy and leave you feeling resentful? Are you prioritizing the needs of others at the expense of your own well-being? The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection, of examining our own thoughts, actions, and motivations. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Know, first, who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." By understanding your own values, priorities, and aspirations, you can make conscious choices about how you spend your time and with whom you share your presence. Now, valuing your time and presence doesn't mean becoming a hermit or isolating yourself from others. It's about being selective, about choosing to invest your time and energy in the people and activities that nourish your soul, inspire your growth, and bring you joy. For example, instead of spending hours scrolling through social media, comparing yourself to others and feeling inadequate, you might choose to spend that time engaging in a hobby you love, connecting with a dear friend, or simply enjoying the quiet stillness of your own company. Another key aspect of valuing your time and presence is setting boundaries. This means saying no to requests or commitments that drain your energy or don't align with your values. It's about protecting your time and space so that you can show up fully for the people and activities that truly matter. The author and speaker Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of boundaries when she says, "Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. By setting boundaries, we communicate our self-respect. We prioritize our own well-being, and we create space for more meaningful connections and experiences. So, my friends, value your time and presence. Treat them as precious gifts, invest them wisely, and guard them fiercely. As the saying goes, time is what we want most, but what we use worst. Let's make a conscious effort to use our time wisely, to be present in each moment, and to create a life that is rich with meaning, purpose, and connection. 8. Balance in initiating communication. All right, let's talk about communication, that essential thread that weaves together our relationships, that bridge between our inner worlds and the hearts and minds of others. But in our hyper-connected world, with its constant pings, notifications, and demands for our attention, it's easy to lose sight of the delicate balance in communication, the art of reaching out without overwhelming, of expressing ourselves without demanding, of connecting without clinging. The Stoics, with their emphasis on wisdom, self-awareness, and living in accordance with nature, would encourage us to find that balance, to cultivate a mindful approach to communication that honors both our own needs and the needs of others. Think of it like this. Imagine a dance. A beautiful dance is a harmonious interplay between two partners, each responding to the other's movements, creating a flow of energy and connection. But if one partner dominates, constantly leading, pushing, and demanding attention, the dance becomes unbalanced and the harmony is lost. Similarly, in our relationships, communication is a dance. It's about finding a rhythm that allows both partners to express themselves, to be heard, and to feel valued. It's about initiating contact when it feels authentic and meaningful, but also respecting the other person's space, their need for solitude, and their own rhythm of communication. The psychologist and author Harriet Lerner, known for her work on relationships and boundaries, captures this idea when she says, "The dance of intimacy is a delicate balance between independence and closeness. It's about finding that sweet spot where we can connect with others without losing ourselves, where we can express our needs and desires without demanding or controlling." So, how do you actually find balance in initiating communication? Well, it starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to your own patterns of communication. Are you constantly reaching out to others, seeking their attention and validation? Or are you withdrawing, isolating yourself, and avoiding connection? The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection, of examining our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." By understanding our own needs and tendencies in communication, we can make more conscious choices about how we interact with others. Now, finding balance in communication doesn't mean adhering to a rigid set of rules or calculating every interaction. It's about being mindful, about tuning into your own needs and the needs of others, and about finding a rhythm that feels authentic and respectful. For example, if you're feeling a strong desire to connect with a friend, reach out to them. Express your appreciation, share your thoughts and feelings, and offer your support. But also be mindful of their response. If they seem distant or preoccupied, respect their space and allow them to initiate contact when they're ready. Another key aspect of finding balance in communication is cultivating self-reliance. This means not relying on others to fulfill your emotional needs or validate your worth. It's about finding a sense of inner peace and contentment that allows you to connect with others from a place of strength and independence. The poet and philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson captured this idea when he wrote, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." When we can embrace our authentic selves, without the need for constant external validation, we can communicate with others from a place of genuine connection and self-assurance. So, my friends, find balance in initiating communication. Be mindful of your own needs and the needs of others. Cultivate self-reliance and express yourself with authenticity and respect. As the saying goes, communication is the key to a good relationship. But remember, it's not just about talking, it's about listening, understanding, and respecting the rhythm of connection. 9. Maintain emotional balance. All right, let's talk about a quality that can truly make you stand out in a world often ruled by emotional extremes: maintaining emotional balance. The Stoics understood that while emotions are a natural part of the human experience, allowing them to dictate our actions and reactions can lead to chaos, drama, and ultimately a loss of personal power. They advocated for a mindful approach to emotions, recognizing their presence, accepting them without judgment, and then choosing how we respond to them. Think of it like this. Imagine your emotions are like the weather. There will be sunny days, filled with joy and warmth, but there will also be stormy days, with thunder, lightning, and torrential rain. A skilled sailor doesn't try to control the weather. They learn to navigate it, adjusting their sails, charting their course, and staying steady even amidst the strongest gusts. Similarly, in life, emotional balance is about navigating the inner weather of our emotions. It's about recognizing that emotions are natural and inevitable, but they don't have to dictate our actions or define our reality. By cultivating a sense of inner calm, we can weather the emotional storms and maintain a sense of stability and clarity, even when surrounded by chaos. The Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." He recognized that when we're caught up in the heat of an emotion, we're more likely to make impulsive decisions that we might later regret. But by pausing, taking a breath, and allowing ourselves to cool down, we can respond to situations with greater wisdom and equanimity. So, how do you actually maintain emotional balance? Well, it starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotional landscape. What triggers your emotional highs and lows? How do you typically react to challenging situations? What are your patterns of emotional expression? The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection, of examining our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." By understanding our own emotional tendencies, we can develop strategies for navigating them with greater awareness and control. Now, maintaining emotional balance doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending to be indifferent. It's about acknowledging your emotions, accepting them without judgment, and then choosing how you respond to them. It's about finding a middle ground between emotional reactivity and emotional repression. The psychologist Daniel Goleman, known for his work on emotional intelligence, describes this balance as self-regulation, the ability to manage our emotions effectively. He writes, "Emotional intelligence is the ability to perceive emotions, to access and generate emotions so as to assist thought, to understand emotions and emotional knowledge, and to reflectively regulate emotions so as to promote emotional and intellectual growth." Another key aspect of maintaining emotional balance is cultivating a sense of perspective. When we're caught up in the heat of an emotion, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture, to magnify the importance of a single event or interaction. But by stepping back, by considering the situation from a wider lens, we can gain a more balanced perspective and avoid overreacting. The spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle captured this idea when he said, "The primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it." Our thoughts have the power to amplify or diminish our emotions. By choosing to focus on the positive, on the lessons we can learn, and on the opportunities for growth, we can maintain emotional balance even in challenging situations. So, my friends, cultivate emotional balance, practice self-awareness, acknowledge your emotions, choose your responses wisely, and find a sense of inner calm amidst the storms of life. As the saying goes, the best fighter is never angry. 10. Be willing to walk away. All right, let's talk about a principle that might seem counterintuitive, even a bit radical, in our quest to become everyone's top priority: being willing to walk away. Now, before you start picturing yourself dramatically storming out of every conversation or severing ties with everyone you know, let me clarify. This isn't about being aloof, dismissive, or playing manipulative games. It's about recognizing your own worth, setting healthy boundaries, and understanding that sometimes the most empowering choice is to walk away from situations or relationships that no longer serve you. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a gardener tending to a beautiful rose bush. You nurture it with care, providing it with water, sunlight, and fertile soil. But despite your best efforts, some of the blooms begin to wither, their petals drooping and their colors fading. You could stubbornly cling to those fading blooms, hoping they'll magically revive. Or you could prune them away, allowing the healthy blooms to flourish and the plant to thrive. Similarly, in our relationships, there might be times when, despite our best efforts, the connection withers, the energy becomes draining, or the dynamic becomes unhealthy. Clinging to those relationships, hoping they'll magically transform, can deplete our energy, compromise our well-being, and prevent us from cultivating healthier connections. But by being willing to walk away, we create space for new growth, for relationships that nourish our souls and support our journey. The philosopher and author Ayn Rand captured this idea when she wrote, "The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me." When we recognize our own worth, when we understand that we deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift and empower us, we gain the courage to walk away from situations or relationships that diminish our light. So, how do you actually cultivate the willingness to walk away? Well, it starts with self-respect. Recognize that you are worthy of love, respect, and healthy relationships. Don't settle for less than you deserve, and don't allow others to treat you in ways that compromise your well-being or diminish your value. The Stoics believed in the importance of living in accordance with nature, which includes recognizing our own inherent worth and dignity. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By mastering ourselves, by cultivating self-respect, and setting healthy boundaries, we gain the power to choose the relationships and situations that serve our highest good. Now, being willing to walk away doesn't mean being cold, heartless, or dismissive of others. It's about recognizing that sometimes the most compassionate choice, both for ourselves and for others, is to create space, to allow for growth and healing, and to open ourselves up to new possibilities. The spiritual teacher and author Marianne Williamson beautifully captured this idea when she wrote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us." When we can embrace our own power, our own worth, we gain the courage to walk away from situations that dim our light and prevent us from shining brightly. Another key aspect of being willing to walk away is recognizing that endings are not always failures. Sometimes endings are necessary for new beginnings, for growth, for transformation. Just as a gardener prunes a plant to encourage new growth, we might need to prune away certain relationships or situations to create space for healthier and more fulfilling connections to emerge. The poet and author Rabindranath Tagore captured this idea when he wrote, "The butterfly counts not months but moments and has time enough." When we can let go of the past, embrace the present moment, and trust in the unfolding of life's journey, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences that we might have missed if we had clung to what was no longer serving us. So, my friends, be willing to walk away. Cultivate self-respect, set healthy boundaries, and recognize that sometimes the most empowering choice is to create space for new beginnings, new relationships, and new opportunities to flourish. As the saying goes, don't be afraid to walk away from anything that no longer serves you, grows you, or makes you happy. And there you have it, my friends, 10 Stoic rules to help you become everyone's top priority, not by demanding attention, but by cultivating self-respect, setting healthy boundaries, and living a life that reflects your true worth. Remember, the Stoics weren't advocating for arrogance or self-centeredness. They understood that true strength lies in humility, in recognizing our interconnectedness with others, and in contributing to the greater good. But they also recognized that prioritizing our own needs, values, and well-being is essential for living a fulfilling life and for making a positive impact on the world. So, my friends, embrace the Stoic principles of self-prioritization. Cultivate an air of mystery, show your value, create your own happiness, and allow others to invest in you. Live your own life, prioritize your needs, value your time and presence, find balance in communication, maintain emotional balance, and be willing to walk away from situations that no longer serve you. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By mastering ourselves, by cultivating self-awareness, self-respect, and self-discipline, we become the masters of our own lives, the architects of our own happiness, and the top priority in our own hearts and minds. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Stoic Saga for more videos on Stoicism, self-improvement, and personal growth. See you soon.